Hey family, so I'm okay. I got a lot of comments yesterday, okay? So we just gonna really break down, okay, so there's no confusion, so there's clarity, what I was actually trying to say yesterday when I said Yeshua lied, okay? So we're gonna start in Luke so we can hear everything that Jesus has to say, okay? And then we're gonna backtrack and look in the past to see what is what, okay? We got to really break this down, okay? This is how you study. This is how you seek. You gotta, if the answers was right there in front of you, you wouldn't have to seek. There's a reason God is telling us to seek, okay? We all know the Bible has been tampered with. So I don't understand why we think all the answers is right here. We still have to look beyond this book, okay? But right now, we're going to stick to this book. And we're going to look at the information we have right here, okay? So in Luke 6, okay, we read this yesterday. On one Sabbath, Jesus was going through the grain fields, and his disciples began to pick some heads of grain, rub them in their hands, and eat the kernels, okay? And so the Pharisees asked Jesus, why are you doing what is unlawful on the Sabbath, okay? And Jesus' response was, have you never read what David did when he and his companions was hungry? Okay, he's saying it was David and his companions. It was not just David, okay? It was a whole army of people that did this, okay? He entered the house of God and taking, look at the words, people, taking the consecrated bread, he ate what is lawful only for priests to eat. And he also gave some to his companions, okay? Okay, and then it says, then Jesus said to them, the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath. Okay, we got three statements here. Okay, we got one, Jesus breaking the Sabbath. Two, he said David broke the law, so it was okay for him to break the law. Okay, and then three, he said he is the Lord of the Sabbath. Okay, we got three statements here. Okay, so let's go through it. Okay, so we gonna go to Exodus. Okay, so Exodus 29:33, it says, they are to eat these offerings by which atonement was made for their ordination and consecration, but no one else may eat them because they are sacred. Okay, so in Exodus, it's saying that bread was strictly for Aaron and his sons and his descendants, okay, basically the priesthood. It was sacred for them and no one else should eat it. It also says if any of the meat or the ordination ram or any bread is left over till morning, burn it up. It must not be eaten. So whatever they have for the day, they must eat it all by the end of the night, okay, because he don't want them saving it for tomorrow, okay, because God will provide. It's kind of like when they was in the wilderness and God provided manna, and he told them not to save that either, that he will provide for them again the next day, okay? So that's the first argument. We all clear on that. Yes, it's for the priest. That was never my argument. I knew it was for the priest, okay? The argument was, did David break the law, okay? Is Jesus lying on him, or did David really break the law, okay? So if you go to 1 Samuel 21, okay, in the chapter before it, David is basically, he met, well, how should I say this? Sorry. Jonathan found David and told him that his dad was trying to kill him, okay? So David was on the run from Saul, okay? Because Saul was trying to kill him because he knew he was anointed and that he would eventually take his place, okay? So in 21, David goes to the priest and he asked him for ordinary bread. He says, do you have any ordinary bread on hand, okay? Or what can you give me? Or what can you find, okay? And the priest told him, I don't have any ordinary bread. All I have is this consecrated bread, okay? And he told David he could have it if he kept himself from women, okay? So it's not like David took it, okay? David didn't just go in there and just start taking the priest's bread and just started eating it and just giving it to his guys. No. First of all, his guys wasn't there, okay? It says, he says, as for my men, I have told them to meet me at a certain place, okay? Because the priest asked him, why are you alone? Okay, so first of all, you can see where that's a lie from Jesus, because he said David and his men. But in 1 Samuel, it says it was only David, and the priest gave it to him and said that he could have it if he kept himself from a woman. And if we going off of text, we're just going to say David kept himself from a woman because he's on the run from his life, okay? Because somebody is trying to kill him. So he's been on the run from city to city trying to hide out, okay? So he ain't going to be out here drawing attention to himself, messing around with women if he's trying to, you know, keep a low profile, okay? So we basically covered, okay? We covered the last two parts about what Jesus said about David and his companions. So that was a lie that he said, because he said David took it and he ate it and gave it to his friends. But the truth is, David was the only one there. He didn't give it to anybody else. And the priest said it was okay for him to have it, but because he kept himself from a woman, okay? And then, okay, so now we about to cover Jesus and him doing whatever he want to do on the Sabbath, because he broke the Sabbath 3 times, okay? So we're going to be covering the Sabbath part now, okay? And him saying he is the Lord of the Sabbath, okay? So if you go to Isaiah 58:13, it says, if you keep your feet from breaking the Sabbath, that's the first thing. If you keep your feet from breaking the Sabbath, he broke it 3 times, okay? And from doing as you please on my holy day. Ain't that what Jesus said? You can do what you can do if it's in the name of God. You can do, it's okay to break the Sabbath as long as it's in the name of God. But right here it says, if you keep your feet from breaking it and doing as you please, if you call the Sabbath a delight and the Lord's holy day honorable, if you honor it by not going your own way and not doing as you please or speaking idle words, then you will find your joy in the Lord. And I will cause you to ride in the triumphs of the heights of the land and to feast on the inheritance of your father Jacob. For the mouth of the Lord has spoken. So God is saying, it doesn't matter what Jesus is saying, okay? He broke the law. God is so serious about the Sabbath. It's almost in every book in the Old Testament. He's so serious about the Sabbath. That's like top law. That's like one of the non-negotiable laws, okay, that you should not be breaking. But Jesus broke it and said it was okay. But God saying it's not okay, okay?